children, welcome back to your next English class. I think you remember what was going on your section 1 history around us. It was going on until here it was happened. I think you remember how many people are there and there are different views, different opinion about history, why history is important. I think you remember. Okay, so I'm starting from the next paragraph. See, now read how history inspired V. Sri Ram. Definitely you remember in the last paragraph, V. Sri Ram, he has given his own opinion about history, why it is important, and he says his history is important as well as necessary also, right? Okay, so now we will learn read how history inspired V. Sri Ram. How history inspired him, an engineer. He was an engineer and to become a writer. He was an engineer, but history inspired him, right? And after that he became a writer. So now we will read about that history. Okay, that history, that how history inspired him, right? Okay, so now he is telling about his own life. I grew up in a joint family in Mylapore, Chennai. Mylapore is situated in Chennai. It is very beautiful place. Okay, my grandfather, an engineer, his grandfather was also an engineer in the railways, retired in 1952 and began building a fairly large library for himself. By the time I was born in 1966, this collection had around 5,000 books. Okay, by the time I was born in 1966, and this collection had around 5,000 books, and they were on history, literature and religion. The books were on history, literature and religion. You couldn't escape these books at home. They were all over the place, and on practically every page there were his comments and underlined notes and words that he had looked up in the dictionary. Okay, this was his style of reading. Whenever he read the book, it was his style. When we were young, my cousins and I, now he is telling about his young life. Whenever they were young, he and his cousin, even though we may not have understood what was there in the books, we kept looking at the photographs. We liked the feel of the books and gradually began reading them. First, they couldn't understand what was written there. So many lines they couldn't understand. So what they did, they just kept looking the photographs, and they could feel the books, and gradually, means slowly they began reading. Okay, they started reading. There was a lot of conversation about the history at home. My father, aunts, uncles would talk about British history, the Second World War. There was a lot of music, as well as it was a very artistic household and was run completely by my grandmother, who believed in celebrating everything Indian. So it was a good combination of art, history and music in every way. That is how I really got interested in history. This is the most important, how he got the interest in history. Okay. From his own family members, right? But when I was in school, I wasn't good at history at all, and I didn't like it. I was fonder of reading history outside of the textbook. Okay, it was because textbooks were bland. Bland means it is written here without anything interesting or exciting. Suppose you are taking a textbook from history, there you will get so many lines from history, but definitely you will take some other books from the library or some like magazines or anything else. There you will get the history, or there you will get the message about that with a lot of pictures, a lot of excitement. Definitely you can get it. Okay, so that is why he was not a fonder of history books. Okay, he was fonder of reading history outside of the textbook. It was because textbooks were bland, without anything interesting and exciting, and gave a very skeletal description. Okay, till class 6 I was very fond of history because the teachers had a way of bringing it alive. Okay, till class 6 he had a history teacher, who conveyed the message about history very politely, which could bring to his that maybe it is alive. Okay. Then when I went to Calcutta, then after some years he went to Calcutta, and it became the exact opposite, a date subject. When he came to Kolkata, means Calcutta, on that moment it was Calcutta, right now it is Kolkata. So on that moment it is, history is a date subject to him. Okay. And they were perpetually expected to memorize dates and draws maps. They didn't talk about how history impacted your life. You also agree there are so many years, dates you have to remember, right? Okay, go to the next paragraph. However, at that time, the newspapers in Calcutta used to have features on local history. There was a brilliant column by the artist called Rothin Mitro. Every weekend, we would go to a historic house, sketch it, and give a 150-word description about what happened there. This was what he did. I used to read it and then, if possible, go and see the place. And that made a lot of difference to my perception of history. Later, I went to an engineering college in Delhi, which was in Kashmiri Gate. If I opened my window on Sunday mornings, I could see the vicar coming down in procession at the St. James Church. See, vicar, a priest in charge of a church and the area around it. Okay. So, and on the other side was a red fort. It was the Delhi Sea. This is a red fort, and opposite side, just the other side is red fort, and a part of Delhi College of Engineering campus was Dara Shikoh's library building, which was maintained as a historical monument. Dara Shikoh, the eldest son of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. Okay, next, Delhi awakened a lot of interest in history in me. Whenever he went to Delhi, that moment he got so many interests from history in his life. Okay. My father used to complain that the number of engineering books in my room in the hostel was equal to the number of history books in the room. Okay. He would always say, I don't know what you are specializing in. When I went back to Calcutta to work, I had the freedom to look at the buildings, the GPO, the Dalhousie Square, Malik's Palace, Indian Museum, Victoria Memorial, the Park Street Cemetery. These are the famous places in our Kolkata, you know, right? It was interesting and absorbing. Absorbing means, you know, all, of course, written here, enjoyable and extremely engaging. After that, I moved to Chennai. Sanjay Subramanian, the singer, and I began a website on South Indian classical music. Both of them started, okay, the classical music, which had to be updated every week with articles. Go to the next page, see. I used to do the bulk of writing and found that you couldn't keep the history of Tamil Nadu away from the history of Carnatic music. I kept referring to the kings, two historical movements, to towns, temples. Readers were interested in that column. This inspired me to write about history in a way that would appeal to people. Go to the next paragraph. Then in 1999, a group of people from the US said they were coming to attend the music festival in December and that they would like to meet me. I suggested that we go on a heritage walk, a short walk organized to encourage people to know more about places of interest in and around a city, usually lasting around an hour with less than 50 people participating. Okay. Of Mylapore. 2. Mylapore is situated in Chennai, you know. Then the first line you got and said I would show them the houses and tell them their stories and histories. I approached the renowned musician and painter S. Rajam, and he immediately agreed to tell me all that he knew. So in pouring rain, he and I walked around the area under the umbrella, and he said so and so lived here and such happened there, and within half an hour the work was planned. Finally, around 45 people, just remember how many people, 45 people came for the tour. Okay, it was a success, great success, and that is when I decided to do this as often as possible. From then it has continued, both writing and talking and researching. And now some of my books have come out, such as Carnatic Summer 2004, the Devadasi and the Saint 2007, and more recently A Guide to Fort St. George 2017. These are the books. So till here this is the chapter is completed, and I will come with the question answer on the next day. Definitely wait for the next video. Till then, please keep watching my video and read these all lines, read the paragraphs. If you have any problem anywhere, you can ask me in comment box, or you can ask me in my next Zoom class whenever I will come. Okay, till then, bye bye. Thank you so much.